happening, everybody? I'm back as me, your resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington, and I'm here with my review for Season 1, Episode 4 of Stargirl on the DC Universe and on the CW as well. That's kind of weird. Whatever. Thank you to everybody who's been asking if I was going to do the reviews on the show. Winston A. Marshall, who does the Harley Quinn reviews, will be with me in subsequent episodes. It's just we've had so much stuff we've had to do with conflicting schedules, so he wasn't able to record this with me, so he will be here. Also, you may hear a lot of hammering in the background. I don't know who in the fuck is doing hammering like that, okay? Who is hanging up pictures this early in the day as I'm recording this, but nonetheless. If you checked out my episodes 1 through 3 non-spoiler review, thank you. You know I am into this show already. I like this show already. First of all, I love how it's shot. I love it cinematically shot. It looks like a movie. It doesn't look like the other, DC or CW TV, comic book shows. It has a very cinematic feel, like you're watching one long movie that's been chopped up into sections. It moves very well for me. I do like that. But I think this episode hit hard and hit home for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. Again, the one thing I love about Greg Berlanti's shows and most of the superhero shows and many of the in general CW shows are that not only, I had some Golden Grams earlier, you know what I'm saying? It was delicious. It had some nice frothy almond milk with it, so that's what I'm trying to make sure you ain't got no almond milk in the corners. But one of the things I definitely love the most is that they definitely incorporate real life themes into these shows, real life situations that actually happen and actually people are affected by. And it's not your common TV tropes. Because, a lot of times we see a lot of shows and we're like, oh, well, we know what's going to happen with this one. We know what's going to happen with that because they're common tropes who you associate with TV and film. But in this situation, this wasn't it. And it was definitely eye-opening for many who didn't see it, and I've seen it happen personally in some of these situations to friends of mine. We see Yolanda opening up, and she is, she's running for student council government. I think she gets elected, right? Her family's in support of her, friends in support of her, the school is all behind her. She's got a boyfriend who's Henry at the time, Henry King Jr., who's Brainwave's son. Like, all these people are supporting her, and everybody. And then one night while she's studying, Henry hits up on the text and was like, I miss you, beautiful, blah, blah, blah. She in the back. He was like, send me a cute pic. And he was like, it's just for me. Now, when people say send me a cute pic, sometimes they do mean just a picture of your face. But 9 times out of 10, they're trying to get a nude pic. Now, she is very reluctant. One of the things you see about it in this episode, just in the beginning, 5 minutes or so, she's not one of those, as soon as she sees the text message, she's like, okay, boom. She's very hesitant and reluctant to do it. And she sends it. And the fucked up thing is she sends it to her boyfriend, who's Henry, who says, it's only for my eyes. Now, when watching the episode, you already know that expression, it's only for my eyes, is going to be false. It's somehow people are going to see it. And in typical fashion, which is real life fashion, the jock shows it to his other jock buddy friends. And then one girl, I can't remember the girl's name, but I don't know how she sent the picture to herself that fucking fast. Again, women with cell phones are incredible, so maybe that's how. Because, like, she saw the pic real fast, boom, and then she had it and had the wherewithal to hack, like, everybody's cell phones or have everybody's numbers, and send it all at the same time and blast out Yolanda's nude pic. And that embarrassed her to the fullest. She had to go off stage crying. Her family found out. Her family was angry and upset about it because they felt that she disgraced the family. Now, I know a lot of women who have been victims to what's called revenge porn, where they have sent a man a bunch of nude pics or what's the word I'm looking for? Very, scantily clad in position photos, things that can be seen very promiscuous. And this is for them. They're together, or they getting down just in a boning relationship, how it is, and they send it, and then they break up, and dude's an a-hole, because 9 times out of 10, the revenge porn happens when the woman finds out the dude's an asshole or whatever, or just breaks up with the dude, and so the dude decides to put this out and put her on blast. Now, there are many, now this has become a crime. I don't know if it's federal, so I don't misquote me on that. Damn, here come the ambulances. Yeah, not ambulances. Oh, and they just wanted to stop here. Okay, cool. Anyway, I don't know if it's a federal crime. I know it's a crime, But you've had many women who've fallen victim to that, and many who have been embarrassed and ashamed. But at the same time, I've really commended all of the women who've taken power over it. Granted, it shouldn't be blasted out. It should not. I'm not gonna ever say that's right. Granted, there's something that they send you in secrecy and confidence and with trust should never just be blasted out to people just because you feel like being an a-hole. I know a lot of women who have taken that power back, like, you know what? Oh, since you want to see those news, let me show you some more. I'm proud of my body. I'm proud of what I sent. And what that does is that takes the ability to shame away. That takes the ability to demean away. That's taking that power back into them. Now you can't hurt them with anything. But in this situation, it hurts Yolanda. And so we see how she has to try to go forward through school. Now, Courtney, we see she has all the stuff from the JSA. She has all the costumes, the Wildcat, the Dr. Midnight, the Hour Man, Night Owl. She has the Lantern Core, the Lantern Battery, all these different things. And also another thing she has that a lot of people don't pay attention to is a pink pen. And she clicks it and she thinks something about to happen. Nothing happens. And she's clicking, and sits it down. Now, this is a very important note. The clicking of the pink pen specifically lets you know that they're bringing in Johnny Thunder, aka Johnny Thunderbolt. They're bringing in another. Is it Johnny? Yeah, it's Johnny Thunderbolt, right? Let me make sure. I think it's Johnny Thunderbolt. I'm gonna make sure I got this. Let me keep it real. Yeah, it's Johnny Thunderbolt. His name is Jakeem Thunder, and he becomes Johnny Thunderbolt. That's what I meant. Daddy's on me. That's on me. But yeah, they're bringing him in, and so they're expanding this JSA even further, which I'm cool with. But we see in the lab, we see Dr. Ito, and I forgot exactly who he's talking to because it's not Brainwave. It's not. He's talking to Icicle. And Dr. Ito is the Dragon King, and you can tell by his face, not just the mask. You see the scales around his eyes. You see his eyes that when they blink, they're like gills. He has a dragon face, an actual dragon face. So, like, I'm glad to see what they're doing with that. You see how Icicle is sitting there telling Dragon King, like, yo, we moving forward with this project. The sacrifices of millions will be greater for, the ultimate sacrifice will be greater for future generations. So basically, whatever this project is, Project New America, is going to kill off everybody to make a new world. And it's similar to, and I hate to cross-reference companies, it's that Thanos mentality of, if I get rid of half the population, the other half will automatically flourish. That's not true, and we've seen that happen. And so you go for it, and you see Courtney realizes that she sees Yolanda being bullied by the girl, and I can't remember her freaking name for the life of me, and I feel bad. She sees her being bullied, and she intervenes and stops. And Yolanda's like, yo, I don't need your help, because, of course, Yolanda's been ridiculed throughout the entire school to the point where she doesn't even wear her hair down anymore. She puts it up in two ponytails, in two pigtails, because that's how embarrassed she is internally and externally. And so Courtney is just trying to be a friend. And then she, even tells her, she finds out, looks through the yearbook and see who she is and realizes she was with Henry and Henry did that dumb shit. And then she tries to tries to console her and comfort her. One of the best lines that I've heard throughout all the scenes where Courtney is somewhat trying to recruit and, yes, befriend at the same time with Yolanda is Yolanda tells her, sitting down after she's training and punching on the boxing bag because she feels like that can be her new Wildcat. She's punching on the bag and she's like, I should have never sent him those pics. And Courtney's response is one of a very powerful response, saying he should have never sent them. It goes back earlier to what I said. Women will send men pics like that. Men will send women pics. Women send women pics. Men send men pics like that. And that is in confidence. That is in the vein of, I want you to see this. I gave this for your enjoyment and mine, not for anybody else's. I can't tell you. I'm going to be realistic, and A100, y'all know how I am. How many nudes I've been sent, how many different things I've been sent, and I'll never tell you who, never show them to you. Why? Because they sent them to me, and they wanted me to have those because they wanted me to know, like, if it goes down, and it goes down, because it goes down in the DMs. And I say it jokingly, but at the same time, it's true. I send them something, it's for them. They send something that's for me. It's not for nobody else. It's not for me to come on this channel, me to hang out with the fellas and be like, yo, check these out. Nah, that's on me. The onus is on me to keep those and keep that privacy and have that respect. And so when Courtney said that, it's a very thing. But you find out that Courtney is like, okay, so she wants her to be a part of it. Coming to the house, she wants to tell us something. She she gets Yolanda to come to the crib and has the Wildcat suit. And when she puts it on, it's super fucking baggy because it fit Ted Grant, right? You know what I'm saying? It fit the old Wildcat, the dude, a grown man. And when she puts the suit on, it's baggy. But once she puts the cowl on, the suit becomes form fitting. It's like almost those the form fitting clothes in Back to the Future too, and it was so dope. And then for them trying to find out what the suit does, it also was reminiscent to me the way the suit was able to level her out, balance her, give her agility was similar in essence to the second edition Black Panther suit in the movie Black Panther, how it absorbed the kinetic energy and things like that. Again, it's sometimes it's easier to use references and comparisons. You know what I'm saying? For those who are new to these reviews, this is what I do. I don't go straight bit by bit. I don't try to be just so this happened, that happened. I do all that shit all around the world. Um, you introduce Beth again. You show that she's taking dinner to her mom, and her mom is like, "Yo, you ain't got to do this. Get some friends." And it hurts her because some children are like that they may not ever been able to garner friends outside of the home, and so they consider their parents their friends, and parents have had to fight and push back against that because yes, I want you to confide in me, yes, I want you to be able to talk to me, yes, I want you to be comfortable around me, but at the end of the day, I'm still your parent. There is a level of respect. And so it kind of hurts Beth when her mom shuns her like, go get some friends. And in the process, she sees, because now after Yolanda has the suit on and shit, Courtney, since already shown that she's Stargirl, they're talking about trying to find out who Brainwave is, and she tells about Brainwave, excuse me, and that Henry is his son, and she's like, makes a whole bunch of sense that he's a supervillain, things like that. They go to the hospital to see Brainwave to figure out who the other members of the Injustice Society are, and Beth sees them climbing out of a window, which I think is dope because now, when they see them climbing out, she hears Courtney yell out Yolanda, because Courtney doesn't know yet about using the code names amongst each other. Like, granted, she tried doing it with Pat and Sparky, but she doesn't really know. You know what I'm saying? And again, she's never been trained. Pat hasn't formally trained her. Everything she's been doing thus far has been off wits and whim. No pun to Courtney Whitmore. But I'm going past all this and all the training to get to the end, one of the end moments, where Yolanda, after taking the suit, telling Courtney she had a great time, she's not Wildcat. She wants to get back to her life being her. She wants to get back to being who she was. She leaves the suit with Courtney, goes back to home to her family, and she walks in the door because she's on punishment. And her family is like, "Yo, shouldn't you be grounded? Shouldn't you be upstairs?" And she was like, "Yo, I want y'all to hit me." She basically takes ownership of what she did. She's like, "Yo, I messed up. I did this. This is what happened. This is what This is what the consequences were. But I've suffered enough." I said, "You." She's like, "You're my family. You all are supposed to have my back. I love you all unconditionally." And you think this is gonna be one of those tropes where the family has this moment of realization and it's an embrace and a bringing her back into the fold, and yet her parents are still like, "No, you disgrace his family. Go to your room," and blah blah blah. And she goes to her room, and her brother's the only one that has her back, in a sense. And so it's so frustrating for Yolanda that when she looks on the windowsill, Courtney has left the cowl and the suit there and says, "I can't do this alone." And next thing you know, you fast forward to Courtney in her room, you see Yolanda there, and I dig that. Now, something earlier that happened is Denise, who was the wizard's wife, is going to try to get her car fixed because she's leaving town. And while she's leaving town, she's packing up. And Pat sees in the car that the kid, I forgot what his name was. It escapes me for the moment. The son that died in the previous episode, he wanted to be like his dad, a magician. And so he sees the hat, the cane, and was like, he's like, "What did the dad do?" He was a councilman. And Denise is like, I gotta go. Pat starts put two and two together that he might have been the wizard. Then in a junkyard later on, he sees her car wrecked and he sees her cat out, which means more than likely somebody killed her trying to protect the secrets. I am really digging this. And I know, again, I went all over the place. It's kind of like we do with the Harley Quinn reviews. I really am digging the story of this. I thought it was going to be super cheesy. I said that in my episode 1 through 3 review. I thought this shit was going to be super cheesy. I thought this was going to be one of those extremely teeny bopper renditions of a comic book story. And it's set in a high school, but it's not that. It's kids learning to be heroes, yes, but it's doing it with them having adult level responsibility and adult level moments. And I'm grateful for what we're seeing. I'm grateful for how the story is built, the drama is built. It hasn't been shoehorned. Things work. Again, like I said earlier, most tropes that we see aren't there, and I don't have a problem with it, man. I can't wait for episode 5 to drop and the rest of the season as well. I like where this is going. And I cannot wait till we actually get a full look at Solomon Grundy. I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. And I was thinking about the shade. I'm gonna call a spade. I mean, there's so much more. I can even go into the freaking principal playing the violin for Brainwave and like, yo, what did that mean? All this other stuff and how people don't sign in. It's so much in this, but I wanted to get to some of the meat and potatoes of this episode for it being an hour. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to do it, and it's just me. It's no Winston, which is normally here. So hopefully he'll be here for episode 5 and beyond. But let me know what you think in the comments below, all right? So go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Click on the notification bell when you find out when I'm dropping more videos, all right? Let me know, are you rocking with Stargirl? Did you not want to give this a chance, but have you started watching and you're like, this is pretty interesting? I want to hear from you, all right? Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. J Washington, MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington. You really should. Join the Patreon, the Supervillain Squad, patreon.com/Mr. J Washington. It's only $5. What I do there is I give a lot of extensive discussion on a lot of topics that I may not discuss on the Mad Titan podcast. What is that? It's a podcast you can get everywhere you get your podcast from, because I get you caught up on all the things happening in the Marvel and DC live action and cinematic universes. It is Barbershop Talk for Nerds, so come on in the convo. And Tuesdays live at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. on the East Coast every Tuesday. Blerd in the Hood, myself and Winston A. Marshall. We go live on the Blerd in the Hood YouTube channel, youtube.com/BLERDS, the letter NTHEHOOD, and our Twitch channel as well, twitch.tv/Blerd in the Hood, all right? I will holler at you guys later. Thank you for everybody supporting, rocking with your boy, and pushing through all this madness. Holler at y'all next week. I'm out here. Bye.